British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
Good morning. My name is Tyler Bereskin, and these are your news headlines for 10:30. Starting locally, an Amber Alert issued by the RCMP last night in BC has been cancelled. The alert was in response to 2 missing children in the northern BC area. No further details are available at this time. The BC Provincial Health Officer, Dr. Bonnie Henry, is holding a press conference today at 11 a.m. The conference will address the 4 Canadians from BC who were exposed to the hantavirus while sailing on the MV Honduras cruise ship. Dr. Bonnie Henry will give an update to the 4 individuals who have since returned to BC last night and are now quarantining. Our producer, Megan Unicat, has the latest on what stories the BCIT newsroom is chasing today.
For many students, we have stories coming up about TransLink fares and those changes, as well as Victoria, our very own reporter on the road, talking about the cost of proms and what boutiques are doing about it.
Thanks, Megan. Going national. 3 more Canadians who are connected with the virus remain in Ontario. Sylva Jones, the health minister of Ontario, says neither of the 3 are showing any symptoms but are still quarantining.
The couple in Grey Bruce absolutely is still self-isolating. They continue to be asymptomatic, and obviously the local public health unit is monitoring closely. We do have a 3rd individual in the Peel region who is also isolating and being monitored by the local public health unit.
Heading international, the hantavirus continues. The U.S. public health officials held a press conference today addressing the hantavirus. Multiple individuals from the U.S. who were on the MV Honduras cruise ship also returned to the U.S. Over half of the individuals were sent to Nebraska for quarantining. The rest have been sent to Atlanta. Reporter Victor Okwidu has more information.
The initial statement from the CDC was that there would not be any kind of mandatory quarantine. Now we know that at least these patients, these people, those passengers that were transported off of that cruise ship, had a long journey here to Omaha, Nebraska. They will be here in Omaha for at least a few days.
The alleged White House shooter has pleaded not guilty to the charge of attempting to assassinate the U.S. President Donald Trump. The plea was entered into court by one of the suspect's attorneys. The attorneys also requested that multiple Justice Department officials be removed from the case due to a conflict of interest, as both officials were present during the alleged incident. Ryan Haas, the director of China Center, says that both China and the U.S. would like the Iran war to end.
Both President Trump and Beijing have a shared interest in not seeing the conflict in Iran escalate or expand. I think for both countries, they would like the war to end yesterday if possible. It is not serving either country's interest. That said, I don't think that Beijing feels particularly anxious about events. The longer that the war drags on, in some respects, the more that it benefits China.
Pediatrics Groups issues new guidance on recess for the first time in 13 years. For the first time in more than a decade, a leading pediatricians group has put on new guidance about recess, saying it's crucial for good health and good grades and should be part of the school day for students of all ages. The updated policy statement by the American Academy of Pediatrics comes after years of shrinking breaks between lessons and worsening children's health. The group cites the latest research on why these breaks are essential for kids' academic success and mental, physical, social, and emotional growth. In weather today, There will be a high of 16 with mostly sun throughout the day. My name is Tyler Bereskin, and these were your news headlines from 10:30.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikka-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretnero.
And I'm Radhika Sikka-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.
Hi, I'm Trevor Weinbrenner, and this is your sports news for 1040. Montreal Canadiens win a pivotal Game 3 to take a 2-1 series lead over the Buffalo Sabre. Jakub Dobiš backstops the Canadiens to a 6-2 win, saving 26 of 28 shots. Goals from Canadiens players Zachary Bolduc, Cole Caulfield, Juraj Slafkovský, Kirby Dach, and 2 goals from Alex Newhook leads the Canadiens to the win. Jakub Dobiš says he is no hero.
I'm not a hero. I'm just me. I'm just a goofy goalie who tries to stop pucks. And trust me, I don't call myself a hero. I will go home, eat, watch Game of Thrones, and go to bed. I don't think that's anything heroic.
Lindy Ruff says the Buffalo series against the Montreal Canadiens won't be easy, as he explains.
Like I said before this started, they beat a hell of a team. They are a hell of a team. Don't take them for granted. Now, if we don't realize it now, we're never going to realize it.
The Anaheim Ducks tie the series at 2 games apiece in Game 4 against the Vegas Golden Knights, winning 4-3. Goals from Alex Killorn, Beckett Seneca, Ian Moore, Mikael Granlund leads the Ducks to a 4-3 win. Coach John Tortorella of the Vegas Golden Knights speaks post-game.
I'm not going to dissect the PK. I think the biggest part of the game was I think we need to get out of the second period 2-2. So that gave them some life, and they scored their 4th goal, and they're just filling the neutral zone, just stacking it. I thought that was the most important part of the game.
The Ottawa Charge win over the Boston Fleet and head back to the PWHL Finals. Ottawa wins with a big performance from goaltender Gwyneth Phillips, saving 43 of 46 shots faced. Michaela Kava gets the winning goal in second overtime. On to basketball. The New York Knicks take the series against the 76ers in four games, winning 144-114. The New York Knicks were led by Jalen Brunson and Miles Bridges this game, scoring a combined 47 points in the victory. Continuing in the NBA, the Minnesota Timberwolves take down the San Antonio Spurs in Game 4 in a nail-biter, 114-109. The Spurs lost star player Victor Wembanyama early in game after he was ejected for elbowing Timberwolves player Naz Reid. Timberwolves were led to the win by Anthony Edwards, who scored 36 points. The Washington Wizards win the lottery and will pick first in the NBA draft. Gethin Coolbaugh reports.
The Washington Wizards won the NBA draft lottery on Sunday and are poised to pick first overall for the first time since choosing John Wall in that spot in 2010. Wall was the Wizards' on-stage representative for this year's lottery. Washington had a 14% chance of winning number 1, tied with Brooklyn and Indiana for the best odds. The 17-65 Wizards had basically a 50-50 chance of either a top 4 pick or the number 5 spot. Utah will pick number 2, Memphis number 3, and Chicago number 4. I'm Gethin Coolbaugh.
The Toronto Blue Jays lose the series finale to the Angels 6-1. The Jays opened the game with a Kazuma Okamoto RBI single, but didn't score after that. Blue Jays pitcher Eric Lauer gives up 6 runs, leading to the Jays losing. In baseball, scores. Tigers beat the Royals 6-3. Braves beat the Dodgers 7-2. Padres beat the Cardinals 3-2. Diamondbacks beat the Mets 5-1. Giants beat the Pirates 7-6. Rangers beat the Cubs 3-0. Brewers beat the Yankees 4-3. Twins beat the Guardians 5-4. Reds beat the Astros 5-0. Angels beat the Blue Jays 6-1. Phillies beat the Rockies 6-0. Phillies beat the Rockies 6-0. Rays beat the Red Sox 4-1. Orioles beat the A's 2-1. Marlins beat the Nationals. White Sox beat the Mariners. I am Trevor Weinbrenner, and this is for BCIT The Crows. Thanks for listening.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's
everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikakane.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikakane.